Welcome to the session, all of you. Today in this short video, we are going to have a look at the XAT 2022 form, and we'll see how we can fill up this form and what is there in this form, and try to understand, what are the things that you need to keep in mind before you finish the application process. XAT every year comes out with an application form which is very simple, very clear. And I should really say that, compared to a CAT application form or any other application form, students do not find too much of difficulty in filling up the XAT applications. And that's the case this time too. The application is very simple. Everything is very clearly mentioned on the application form. And I don't think it's going to take a lot of time for you also to finish off the whole application process. So I'll quickly get into this, and I'm going to keep this video short and continue with this. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask the doubts in the comment, and I'll be happy to answer back within 24 hours. Okay. So as like the previous videos, I'm going to run through and show you how you can fill up this form. So first and foremost, you can go to the XAT Online website, xatonline.in. If you search for in Google, you'll get to know. And on this website, as soon as you go, you'll see a page like this. It will have a XAT registration 2022 page. If you're not able to see this page here, click on the register button here and it will pop up because it's hanging out on the right hand corner of your page. Okay, so you can see that, and this page is very clear. It actually talks about that XAT, GMAT and GRE registration is open for the Xavier's colleges. XAT 22 registration ends on 30th November. So we have ample time to actually look at this. And admit card can be downloaded by December 20th. And the XAT exam is on the first Sunday of January, and as usual, like in most of the years. Okay, so January 2nd, 2022 is the date. And it also tells you that the GMAT GRE score that you have taken or that you are applying with is valid only if it has been written between 1st December 2016, 31st December 2021. So everything is mentioned very clear there. Now, very simple registration form. You have just the name, email ID, the mobile number, password you can put on your own, select your state and city after that. And then you can just put the text shown here and click on register. Now, as soon as you register, you get a thank you for registering page here. So it says thank you for registering with XAT 2022. I'll send you a verification link at mail ID. So you can just go to your mail ID and pick up that confirmation, and it is something like this. And you will see that in this confirmation, it says verify your mail. You can just click on that and verify it. And as soon as you verify, your XLRI XAT dashboard opens up in front of you. Okay, so now this particular dashboard has got two applications in this. One is for the executive PGDM, and the other one is for the XAT application form for all the other programs which are there, the BM program, the HR program, and so on and so forth, right? So both these are available here. But before even we get into this and start, filling up this form, let's quickly go through the main page once again and have a look at the entire registration process quickly and see what is to be kept in mind before you can fill up this form. So registration process is very clearly mentioned step by step on the registration process tab, which is this one. And you can just quickly go through and read this. Few things that you can keep in mind while you're reading this is that the save and next button is available. So which means you can partially fill and then come back, log in again and complete the form. There is no change possible after you have made the payment and finally submitted it. And it also says the name of the candidate, father's name, mother's name, etc. should be spelled correctly. It should match, because otherwise candidature can be disqualified, and candidates can proceed to scan and upload photo and signature as per specification. I'll share the specification with you. And application details cannot be edited once it has been submitted after payment. Very clear here. These 5 points, please keep in mind while you're filling it up, and keep in mind that there's no changes that is entertained, right? Payment of fees is also mentioned very clearly, and all the details of fees is given on the tab below the tab which I showed you before. So this was the top tab, which is XAT 22 registration process. After that, you can see the payment of fees tab. You can see the instruction and few things that you will take care in the instruction. Successful completion of the transaction, e-receipt will be generated. And it very clearly says non-generation of e-receipt indicates payment failure. So if the money has been deducted from your account, but you have not been able to generate the receipt, then log out and log in once again and see whether it is still showing Otherwise, wait for 24 hours. If the money doesn't hit back to your bank account, you can only call the customer care. Okay. Candidates are required to take a printout of the e-receipt and the online form. Please note that the same cannot be generated. Online transaction may not have been successful in that. So if it is not generated, that means online transaction has not been successful. But you need the e-receipt, you need the application form printout at the end of the application. Photograph and the signature should be 20 KB to 50 KB. That's also mentioned there. And if you go down, it also gives you a procedure to scan your photograph. So you can quickly go through that and understand how to scan, what DPI, all the details are given there, very comprehensively written down step by step. And so if you see, it says, set color to true color, file size as specified above, how DPI and all that. So very clear. Okay, so read this definitely before applying to the filling up the form. When you go to the associate institutes, you will see the details of the associate institutes here as you scroll down. But more than that, I would want to show you the Zami members, and we're going to focus on XLRI with this form. But then apart from XLRI, there are so many other Xavier's Institute also which you can apply to, for which probably you would want to fill the form, like LIBA is there in Chennai, you have in Bhubaneswar, XIMB. So these kind of colleges also you can apply through that, and there are some very reputed colleges in this. So make sure that you don't miss these colleges as you go along with your application process. Although in this particular form, we're only looking at applying for the XAT exam and the XLRI's program. That's all. All other applications are separate, right? If you go here, this confusion has been there every time with students. So will GMAT be used for Indian students? No, GMAT will not be used for Indian students for the BM and the HRM program. But GMAT and the GRE will be used for people applying for the executive PGDM program. So executive PGDM, which was earlier called as a GMP program. Okay, so which is now called as executive PGDM. Only for executive PGDM, GMAT and GRE is considered. And for applying to this, you need 5 years of experience. So all the other program that you're going to apply for, the BM program, the HR program, is all through XAT only. And even the Jamshedpur campus or the Delhi campus that you're applying for is through XAT only. Okay, so make sure that this is very clear in your mind. If you go ahead, you'll also see the toppers tip, and you can see one of our Grad Square students out there, who is Dr. Nadeem. And Dr. Nadeem was a student last year last year, and he had gotten into XLRI, and he's currently doing his MBA there. So you can go listen to him. You can also go to the video that I have put up on the top of the screen now. On the right hand side, you can see that. I put it there, and it's a card. You can just click on that and you can see Nadeem's interview with us too, so that you get to know how he prepared for his XAT examination and what did he plan out when he was actually applying for his MBA examinations. There's an FAQ section, very detailed one. What is more important to go through is the test-related query, and you can see that the duration of the test is there. When will the results be out is given there. There's no sectional limit, so if you go and read that, you'll come to know there's no calculator available, and you can skip across sections and move across sections. So all that is mentioned here. Important, so read that. Okay. Let's go to the form and try to have a look at this form. Very simple form, as I said. So if you actually click on this form and start applying, after that, when you come back to the dashboard, it will say continue, and then application has certain percentage complete. So it's very clear. So I've only tried to fill this one. That's why it's showing this. If you try to fill this, here also it will show the same thing. Similarly, if you go onto your profile, you will see your profile mentioned there at the time of registration. Whatever details you have given, email, phone number is there. Your state and city is also mentioned there. So all that is captured there. So similarly, my queries, whenever you are contacting the customer care, any kind of query which is there will be there in your my query area. Your payments that are done will be there in the my payments area. So these two are also something that you can keep looking at as and when you have done contacted customer care or after having done your. So the first part of the application is the personal details. Very simple form, as I said. Just read through the instructions, and if you see that you need to just fill in your first name, last name, which is already filled up for me because of the registration. The email address will be already filled up. Your mobile number will be already filled up. You need to fill up your date of birth. Age will automatically fall in place. Gender, nationality, marital status, blood group, and you need to just mark which whether you belong to person with disability or any other reservation category. So you have all that coming up here. You can fill this up and move on to save, exit, and come back later, or you can go to next and move forward. Now, when you move forward, it also asks you about your parents' detail, father, mother, or single parent. You can choose accordingly. And once you choose, I have chosen the father's detail here. So father's title, father's name, father's email address, phone number, and then father's occupation is asked here. Mother's occupation is also asked here. When you choose your father's occupation, it also asks you about your father's designation, annual income, and uh, organization that he is working in. Same for mother, same if it's a single parent. So this is pretty much simple again. Move forward and you'll see the communication address detail. So you just need to fill up the address details there. And once you have filled up that, you can go ahead to fill up your details of academic detail. Now, academic detail, 10 standard detail is asked for. 10 state and city is what you will fill up. Fill up your school name. You will fill up the board name, the year of passing. And very nicely, they have put up this here, unlike the CAT form, where they're asking about CGPA out of 10, CGPA out of 9. How is your CGPA, or is it percentage? You can choose the one according to your mark list. And for example, I've chosen CGPA out of 10 and I put 9.5 here. 12th, I have chosen in the same manner percentage. And so I put the percentage here. So based on the marks which is there. So it will automatically calculate your percentage and put it there. So it is very simple. There is nothing much to look at in this. In the academic detail, make sure that you are filling everything correctly. That's all that is there. And this is a very simple form. There should be no confusion on how you're going to fill this up. If you move on, you will also see your graduation details. So if you don't have a graduation and you have a professional degree, or you have graduation and professional degree, in that case, you'll choose it as yes. Otherwise, keep it no, and then choose the graduation type. And then if you choose single, the graduation details will crop up here. So I put up Tamil Nadu, SRM University, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, deemed university it is, and semester wise is the grading. I put BTech here, choose engineering and technology for BTech, and then year of passing, results is awaited. So CGPA, I have marked it as whatever was my CGPA here. So very simple and easy to fill up academic details too. And as you scroll down after that, you'll see that it asks you for a postgraduate degree. If you have one, you can fill that up similar way. And if you don't have, you can move forward. If you have work experience, you can fill up that. Mark it as no. If you mark it as yes, it will open up and it'll ask you for your employee's name, the employer's name, the designation that you were working there as, from date to date, and automatically it will calculate the number of years. If you have more than one experience, more, and you can open up the second experience and mark that too. Everything will get added up here for total experience per month. Total experience overall, right? So this is the part where now you're going to apply for the XLRA's program. So it asks you whether you want to apply for XLRA. If you say yes, then it will open up the program. So a lot of times people ask me, so what should I fill? If you're genuinely interested in HR and HR is your first choice, fill up HR as your first choice here, preference. Otherwise, put BM as a first choice. But whatever is the case, choose both of them. I've seen a lot of people only choosing business management, not realizing that XLRA is known for its HR program. It is India's #1 HR program, and it's also very well-known program. So if you are not even interested, keep it as a second option. Later on, you can decide not to go for the interview, and you can then accordingly leave that. If you are having 5+ years experience, you can even mark executive PGDM as one of the options for you. It says very clearly that you need 5 months of experience. You can then go on to choose preferences. This 5 months of experience is for executive PGDM. Preferences of your city. So choose the preference and then move to the next one where you need to upload your photograph, signature, and then one of these proof of identity. So you can have Aadhaar card, PAN card, voter ID, driving license or passport. So 4 of them are available. Choose one and it will open up and ask you to upload that. Upload your ID as chosen. So I've chosen my PAN card. So I put my PAN card number and uploaded the PAN card here and then move on to next. Here's a declaration form where you have to put your name and the date will automatically come there. And after that, you can click continue and it goes on to the payment page. And you are going to pay now 2,400 if you have chosen those options that I've chosen, right? So your email ID will show up here and your phone number will show up here. And you can now click and make the payment. But make sure before making the payment, you go back and have a look at the form once again, make sure everything is correct. And then you can proceed to the payment section. So once you come back now to the dashboard, you will see that, what is the percentage completion of your form. So mine is showing 11% because nothing much has been done there. Here, it is showing now, see, 100% complete, right? And payment is pending. So this is how it will show. So if you have reached the last page of payment, then it will show 100% complete. Otherwise, it will show whatever percentage you have done. It also shows your application progress here, number of applications completed, queries raised. So dashboard is there, and you can check everything in at one go here itself. So that's about the form. I hope this entire session was useful for you. I hope you will not find any difficulty in filling up the ZAT form, and you can be in touch with the channel, subscribe the channel, and we are going to get back with various colleges that you can apply for through ZAT, and I'm going to discuss about what colleges to apply, what percentiles each cutoff will go for all those colleges, so that you can also have a good understanding of which forms you will apply after you have completed the ZAT and the XLRA form. So thank you so much, all of you, for being here, and I hope this was helpful. Please do subscribe and like the channel. So thank you so much.